Oh my god, welcome back.
Wow.
It's been a little bit. Sorry about that. Our patrons, if you're caught up on the lore, were a little bit ahead of themselves that month. Couldn't be patient. God. Anyway, to catch us all up, we're Asya, right?
Yep.
And we're our friend Ira has gone missing, and there's like a 30% chance that the green-haired Russian lady in the grade above us is a manifestation of our subconscious. I'm saying like 30% chance right now. I mean, she is the only one with fantasy green hair in this otherwise very grounded setting, so. My life didn't exactly change. I went to school the same way. I sat through the lessons, then went to the store, then to the library or for a walk. And then when it got dark, I headed home, day after day. Sometimes my classmates joked around with me. Whenever that happened, my thoughts involuntarily drifted to Ira. She still attended classes. She vanished during breaks. I never asked where to. I kept imagining scenarios in my head. Not just when I was being laughed at. I did it when I was walking home from school, or to the store, or just wandering the streets killing time. I kept thinking about how funny it would be if I bumped into Ira. I thought about how interesting it would be if we talked. I even tried to stay out longer and started to take new routes. And as naive as it was to behave that way, I kept doing it. Ah!
Oh?
Ira, hi! What are you doing here? I feel like we've seen this scene already, so why was this my save point?
I don't know.
Alright. Well, we also had some moments like that earlier where it was like, it felt a little bit Vertigo repeating the same scene, right? So we'll roll with it for now. Ira points to her cigarette. Oh, no. I mean, what are you doing at the center?
Came to return some books.
Oh, so you go to the library. What are you reading?
Stuff?
Oh, that's a look. I am actually curious, what does someone like Ira enjoy reading? Does she enjoy reading like romance slop? Is that her guilty pleasure, or is she like incredibly studious in trying to find what history books she can? You don't want to say?
Secretly a train otaku.
Secretly a train otaku.
Full stack of books about the history of public transit. Nothing else.
I can see it.
You won't like it.
Huh? Why not? Ira looks like she's really weighing down the pros and cons of exposing me to her taste in literature. Did she read something she shouldn't? No, this is reading more and more niche interest. Maybe she thinks it's too dark or crass for someone like me. It's kind of unfair though, isn't it? The other week I finished The Plague by Camus.
Never read it.
It's about a physician trying to save a town from an epidemic. It's very, visceral. But I enjoyed it a lot. Not sure I agree with the message, though.
Yeah? What was it?
It was, basically that evil is an inherent part of life. Yeah, Asya would disagree with that, wouldn't you? Also, you're already doing a lot better at lit analysis than I was at, like, grade 8. So. God.
Good book, though.
I haven't read it. I never got into Camus. Nothing against it, just never came across my path when I was ready for it, so.
I also got into Camus around then, as one does.
As one does. What was I reading in grade 8? What was I reading? I don't really rightfully know anymore, actually. I think I was trying to read more and more books that I saw as, quote, adult, which were just teenage literature, but, you know. You can try warding it off, but it'll never be for good. And even if you do good things in times of crisis, there will always be some greater force spiking your guns.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Man, I wish I was as attuned to lit analysis as Asya was at that age. I've mentioned this before. Like, I was very much a late bloomer when it came to appreciating literature in that way. I couldn't, for the life of me, get it. And the English classes I took in high school kind of rubbed me the wrong way and wouldn't take the time to explain to me why this meant that or how this could mean this. And so I was just sitting there frustrated, being like, well, what do you mean that's what that means? Aren't the curtains fucking blue? And then I read Umineko, and now I'm better. A million words to drag you kicking and screaming into. Yeah, sounds about right. Oh, wait, that was Ira. Sorry.
Yeah.
Huh?
I guess there are some okay people in the world, but there's a lot more dirtbags.
Really? That's a pretty depressing way to look at it.
That's how it is.
I don't know if I agree. At least I've never met someone I'd call a dirtbag.
We had this conversation last time about Asya and her worldview, but come on, girl. Yeah.
You serious?
This face right here.
Garin's right there.
Garin? Well, he's not that bad.
Uh-huh.
I think what's funny is that ultimately at the end of the day, I kind of agree with Asya, though. Like, I don't want to believe that people are inherently evil. Or inherently that way, and some part of me always wants to believe that there's a way to reach people and help them see that being kind is better. But last couple of years have done a lot to shake my faith in that, so.
I, on the other hand, am a rank pessimist, which seems to clash with my generally sunny disposition toward others.
Yeah, it's like you are always unflinchingly pleasant to people, but also you seem to be incredibly pessimistic about that, whereas I'm like, why wouldn't people just want to be nice to one another, huh? If only we had just played a game that spent a long time dissecting that discussion. Oh well.
Really, I don't think he means it. I'm sure everyone is trying the best they can. But most people wouldn't want to cause anyone pain, right? I think that's something Camus and I can agree on.
Yeah, right. If everyone's so nice, where's all that greater evil coming from?
That is also a very good riposte, and also something I could not have thought to come up with in 8th grade.
You think it's some natural phenomenon?
No, of course not. There are things we perceive as painful in the moment, and there are really horrible, awful things happening every day, but I don't think it's right to call them evil. Evil is intentional. Those things don't come from bad intentions. Sadness, loneliness, misunderstanding, fear, but not evil.
Again, I think another point where generally I agree with Asya, but also I think as you get older, you get a much wider view of what counts as intentional. Like, as you start seeing like systematic ways in which misery can be brought upon groups of people. And it's like, yeah, is that not also intentional, even if you can't really point at a single person anymore? I don't think that means it's not intentional, but what? Oh, I'm sorry, did I cut you off?
I didn't say anything.
Oh, I thought as soon as I started talking, you made a noise, and I was like...
No.
There was this famous judge, Dionysius.
I think the sound...
Dionysius.
I think the sound you heard was our house settling, like the walls creaking.
Oh, good.
Which is maybe the funniest thing yet that I've been confused with.
You're very quiet, and I don't want to miss any of the precious words that come out of your mouth. What was it Darcy Misericord said? Your thoughts are your words are precious few, and I want to treasure them.
Ah, yep.
Something to that
Something
effect.
like that.
Dionysius, something. From ancient Greece, I think. Anyway, he said evil is not a being. For if it were, it wouldn't be totally evil. Evil has no place among being.
Okay, so Hitler is not evil?
The vine boom. The vine boom coming back in time to land at this exact moment. Yep.
Well,
I think we're gonna have to kill this one, Steven.
oh man. That's a rather extreme example. But it's not like he was born that way, was he? I mean, it wasn't his natural quality, I don't think.
So, the point still stands. He grew up and became evil as hell. Evil exists, it's freaking everywhere. Just because there's a reason for it doesn't make it better.
Of course not. I just don't like it when it's described as something omnipresent.
Omni what?
Like it doesn't matter. What I'm trying to say is, we aren't born with some big evil force inside of us. I doubt the universe is any different.
What? The universe ain't a person, of course it's different.
Vine boom a second time.
This is also a fun one though, because like, that's kind of irrelevant, right? Like, of course we don't have a force separate from us within us that forces us to do awful things. But I don't think that's what's in question, right?
I actually don't know if I agree with that. Because I feel like a lot of, at least in my personal presence, has been like, there's a lot of times where you have like competing parts of yourself that want to pull you in different directions. And sometimes like the intrusive thoughts that make you want to dip a whole ladle into the peanut butter, right? But you can still choose not to do that.
Right, but there's not the evil force which exists to compel you separate from yourself.
You're correct. You're absolutely correct about that. Yes.
To do things. When we wrong others, and we do,
Yeah.
we do it in the same way that we do right by others, through our choices and actions.
Yeah. No, I'm in perfect agreement with you on this one, actually. And I think it's better that way. Like, I think taking the notion of agency is incredibly important to what makes things good or evil, I think. Because if no one has any choice in what they're doing, then how can you judge something as good or evil and just not inevitable?
Well,
Determinists have entered the chat.
Do the determinists have anything to say about that?
A lengthy, centuries-long philosophical debate.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay.
well, yes, it's not. I know that, but it's kind of being, right? It's a kind of being, right?
I don't believe that. I think you're anthropomorphizing now, Asya.
I mean, since every being is pure by default, so is the universe.
Man. The philosophical reading on this 8th grader is quite deep.
Because it's the idea of being itself, right? And, I'm not making any sense, am I? I just wanted to know what you were reading, and I was proving that I was mature enough to hear it. That's what this conversation started as, by the way.
You're not.
Sorry.
It's whatever. About what I'd expect.
What does that mean?
You're weird. You say weird things.
For a second, I feel a lump rising in my throat. But then I realize something. Ira doesn't look annoyed with me. In fact, it's like she's not repulsed by me at all. That
that is an interesting point. Ira did not disengage from this. She clearly was confused in a bit and pushed back, but also didn't shut it down.
Yeah, I didn't say stop being weird. I just said you're weird. Keep it up. I don't really get it, but it must be nice being able to think that way.
Huh? No, it's the result of a lot of repression and depression. You get inside your head a lot and start thinking about things way too deeply.
Like everyone's good deep down. Like nobody would ever hurt someone on purpose. That's a sweet world you're living in.
I don't know if we've broached this conversation, but is there something? Do we think there's something in Ira's? I know her home life is a little rocky right now. Do we think there's some specific event in Ira's past?
Could be.
Or do we think she's just annoyed specifically with Asya being a bit of a doormat?
I don't know. How do you do it? If I were you, I'd be angry as hell.
Aren't you pretty angry already?
Angrier.
Whoa, even angrier. Wow.
Yes. I'd be 100 times as pissed.
Can you show me? Scary.
You bet.
I imagined Ira throwing 100 chairs.
At the same time.
100 chairs flying towards 100 Garins.
She said literally 100 times is angry, so yeah, that makes sense.
Chairs flying, bow compasses swinging. Ira is like a bodhisattva. Dozens of hands. Half are for folding furniture, half are for stationery.
Half are for holding furniture. Yes, that is the salient quality of a bodhisattva, that...
Having lots of hands.
Yes, exactly. Like that is the most important bit there.
A halo of chairs and compasses. A halo drawn with a compass. Every new compass draws another halo. 100 times more compasses, 100 times more... God damn, that actually goes hard.
Yeah, it does go hard as hell.
Wait, that's actually real hard. In almost like a Masonic kind of way is what I'm seeing. Like, damn.
1,000-armed Avalokiteshvara has entered the chat.
Ira is surrounded by 100 halos. We talk for a little while longer. Just idle chatter while she finishes her smoke. I tell her about some of the books I've recently read. My impressions, my interpretations. I'm not exactly used to sharing those, so my thoughts come out sounding dumb and crumpled.
You are remarkably good at expressing your interpretations of literature for someone in 8th grade, Asya. You keep it up.
She keeps listening, though. And every time I say something, I search Ira's face for signs of boredom. Maybe I'm just not looking hard enough, but I can't find anything of the sort. Oh, geez. I feel so happy I might die.
I gotta go.
She puts out her cigarette butt. Oh, really?
Yeah, plans.
Oh, okay. I understand.
But, some of those novels sounded kind of interesting. I'll check them out if I don't forget.
Really? Please let me know if you do. And, sorry for that stupid philosophy talk.
Can you shut up with the freaking apologies? I just said thanks.
Oh, suck. Ira gives me a look so threatening I cut myself off. Right. I hope you enjoy them. She nods in approval. Whew.
Oh, and the books I read...
Huh?
They were,
Yeah?
Angelique.
Huh?
By Anne Golone.
I don't know this one. Oh, that's plugged into something. Hold on. Angelique by Anne Golone. Anne Golone. French author. Only died less than a decade ago. God damn. Anne Golone, French author, better known to English-speaking readers as Serjan Golon, her Angelique novels have reportedly sold 150 million copies worldwide. Thank you, Wikipedia. Angelique is a series of 13 historical adventure romance novels. Originally published from 1957 to 1985, and have been adapted into, like, feature films, theater productions, a manga series, French comic book series. Dang. So, adventure romance, huh? Adventure fiction, historical fiction, romance. Okay. So, like, swashbuckling, but with a side of smooching. I get it.
Smooch buckling, if you will.
Oh, I'm sure someone will. No, I totally get that. That sounds rad as hell, though.
Angelique? The romance series?
It's historical. It's not just lovey-dovey stuff, you know?
I know. My mom really liked them. They seem wonderful. I never got to reading them, and I didn't really expect you to be into.
They're fine. It's not like I'm a huge fan or anything.
You're not?
It's just that if you want to read something historical or whatever, they're all right.
Okay. I'll remember that. Ira looks like she's about to say something else, but then turns on her heels and stomps away.
These two are a really good dynamic. Also, this library entrance goes hard. With all these statues above the entrance. And this, like, very concrete, brutalist kind of... Man, that is... I know, but also it's cool as hell. To me, anyway.
I gotta wonder what building that is. That says, like, what, like, Dvorets Kultur or something?
I cannot read Cyrillic characters. So I will have to trust you on that one.
I am not that good at it either, but for whatever reason, I know too many alphabets for languages I do not speak.
That's fair. What do we think these statues are of? Probably Greek or Roman deities?
Could be. I'm curious though. I'm gonna kind of want to look that up later and see like what if this is a photograph, as it seems to be, if this is a specific location.
Yeah.
Because I bet there is context on what those statues are.
Or maybe angels. That could also be a... Well, probably not angels, but...
Yeah, see you around. Ira disappears down the street. There she goes again. Chasing through my brain. My body leans against the frigid wall. My legs are weak. Arms spaghetti. We talked. Ira and I really talked. Never would have guessed. It was even nicer than I imagined. And I had no idea. So she likes books like that, huh? Ira likes novels like that. It's so wonderful. It's really, really wonderful. Every new thing I learn about her is more wonderful than the last. I need to meet with her again. I want to talk more. Maybe next time she'll tell me a little more about herself. Kind of feels like I hogged the entire conversation now that I think back to it.
That's the thing of though, is that when the introverts finally get to talking, you kind of want to let them keep talking because right? Because you don't know when it's going to happen again.
That was really self-centered of me. Next time I'll have to ask Ira more questions. I'll ask her more about the books she likes. Maybe we could talk about movies. I wonder what her favorites are. Does she also like romance films? That would be cute. I usually prefer detective films, but I really enjoy all kinds of movies. So if she wanted to watch something, maybe we could even go to the cinema. That could be so much fun. It's been a long time since I've gone there. I need to see her again.
Also, hearing this discussion of Asya's worldview kind of gives a new vibe to the game's subtitle.
Mm-hmm.
I love the world and everything in it. It's not just like a source of endless fascination, but a true belief that the world is at its fundamental state something beautiful and lovable. And I guess it kind of a tacit admission that human interaction seems to be the thing that brings evil into it.
It's also been interesting to see philosophy and religious concepts like bodhisattva and so on brought into it.
Yep.
Where, like, I didn't want to run my mouth about it last episode, but that's very much a thing in some schools of thought. Like, you get like the what is it, Candide, best of all possible worlds or whatever. But you also get like there are very much strains of Buddhist thought where part of your path to enlightenment is ultimately realizing the world is already perfect and that the destination is the path.
Mm-hmm.
There's also very much strains of Christian thought about how indeed it's impossible that any of us could truly will to sin because it worsens us. It does us wrong. It makes us worse off than if we hadn't. And no one could rationally want what you don't want. Like, we want what's best for us. So why would we choose what's worst for us? And therefore, it ultimately, no matter how sinful we may be and flawed as humans, it's not ultimately a matter of, ultimately, if we knew better, if we had all the context in the world, we wouldn't choose to do it.
I started off with this point of view being like, I'm not sure. And then by the end of it, I'm like, wait, no, that's almost how I feel about things. Isn't it? We're like, why would anyone choose to be evil if, you know? Not where I expected to end up today, but...
I know, right? I think I can't remember which specific. I think that's not an accurate view to repute to St. Thomas Aquinas, but it's like it's a thing in like Thomistic thought, like whether one can rationally will sin, and
so then people who sin do so from a lack of full context or understanding,
or just like being limited beings. We aren't perfected beings like a deity is, so we can't always get it right.
I see. Okay, yeah, that checks out. That's a really interesting point of view. And one I find weirdly sympathetic with my stated opinions on good in the world. But
she skips even more often than before. No point in keeping up with classes if you're getting expelled anyway. I guess that's Ira's modus operandi. To some degree, I understand it, but I still wish she showed her face from time to time, if only for one lesson. We probably wouldn't talk even if she came. It's not something we ever do in class, so I don't expect anything in that regard.
It's really funny that I'm just realizing this now. All of this context is in the past, and when Garin says, "Isn't she your friend?" Asya's like, "No, of course not." It's like,
sure seems like she's your only friend.
Sure seems like she's your only friend, Asya.
Just seeing the back of her head would be enough.
What's with you, Shabina?
Huh?
You're all smiles. Finally taking my advice to heart?
What advice?
Not looking like you're about to hang yourself for a change. It's great to see, really.
Yeah. Actually, yeah, it is great.
We're so proud of you. How about brushing your hair next? That grin makes you look like a basket case.
Thanks, Vadim. I'll do that.
You're welcome.
He grabs my English notebook off the table.
Payment for my services.
His friends chuckle along. I couldn't care less about that. Even though she isn't here today, I don't mind.
Did you ever have that moment where someone who bullied you later was like, "I'm glad to see you're doing better," and it's like, okay, you seem sincere, and like, I'm glad you think so, but I also don't think you realize how much you yourself was part of why I wasn't doing good.
No, not from me. I think I've mentioned this before, but I only had like one or two attempts at trying to be bullied, and they didn't land. They just didn't land. The one guy who stuck it out and tried just could not handle it, so. I know I admitted this before, where I had the one phase where I was the bully, so I was on the other side of that. But that sounds really funny, a conversation to have, like, yeah, I'm glad you're doing better. It's like, my brother in Christ, you are the reason.
Yeah, glad you came around on this, but you spent months being a huge dick to me. Like, thanks and fuck off. Like,
exactly. It's like, I mean, good to start with. We could, if that had been started with an apology, then maybe.
Even though she wasn't here today, I don't mind. I know we're going to see each other soon. I'm going to do everything to bump into Ira again. I'll walk the whole town up and down so that we see each other. I'll scour every corner of this place to find her.
Interesting that Asya wants to rely on, like, natural running into-ish, rather than just being, like, showing up at her house and ringing the doorbell, being like, hey, you want to hang out?
yep.
Perhaps I'm being overly reliant on the universe's kindness. At the end of the day, even if I walk all the possible routes, there's no guarantee I'll run into Ira. But I want to believe. No, I'm convinced that the world is merciful. So if I try my hardest, maybe my efforts will be rewarded. Of course, it's an entitled way of thinking. But there's so little time left. There's too little time. I need to make the most of it. I'll make as many memorable moments as I can while Ira is here. I'll make every encounter count. I'll fill this measly scrap of time with wonderful things. Ira! I found you again! It's like a game we play where you try to go somewhere more remote and I find you every time. Hi.
Oh, Jesus, it's you.
She sighs with a mixture of relief and irritation. I barely hold in a giggle, so I'm so glad to see her. It worked, it really worked. I spotted Ira between the rows of garages on the edge of town. She was crouching down by the wooden wall, hugging a thermos with one hand and holding a cigarette in the other.
Do we think Ira is avoiding Asya, or she's just seeking out places to be alone because she wants to smoke and without, being ratted on?
Or seeking out being alone for other reasons.
Yeah, or seeking being alone for other reasons, right? That said, I don't think her loneliness is the kind that would mind Asya showing up either, since she never tells her to go away.
Mm-hmm.
What are you doing out here?
What does it look like?
Meditating. Wrong answer. Ira shakes her head and looks back at the ground. Huh. The rush of joy that had washed over me when I first noticed her began to dwindle. Now that I take a closer look, I don't think I've seen Ira curled up in this way before. Is she hiding from her family?
Maybe.
Everything about her posture screams exhausted. But why out here? Are you okay? She mutters something. Huh?
Ing on me.
What was that? I didn't quite catch it. I take a tentative step towards her, but Ira's scowl stops me dead in my tracks. Huh?
You spying on me now?
What? No! No! I was just walking here.
At a garage lot.
Yes? She gives me a look of such contempt that it sends a shiver down my spine. Why? I'm not lying, really. I always take these walks after school. Going the same route gets boring over time, so sometimes I go through here, or through the barracks, or a couple times I even went to the helipad. You know, the one that's over there?
As I speak, I see Ira's expression slowly change from disdain to confusion. Wait, this bitch really like that. Spying on her is an interesting go-to, though.
Mm-hmm.
Why would she be worried about people spying on her? She's already done her best to tank her own reputation. So what else could she be hiding?
I don't know.
This isn't right. You talked so nicely just a few days prior. Why then? Did she hear something bad about me? From who? I don't think she'd believe a word of Gareen's. I mean, I usually stroll along the main street or near the community center, but it'll get colder soon, you know. So, better to enjoy the outdoors while you can, right? I just keep speaking, hoping she'll stop being mad at me. I need to keep going. I need to keep talking because that's what I wanted to do with her. I wanted to talk. And so I have to because I can't waste this moment. We can recover from this. I can cheer her up. And we will clear everything up. And she won't think that I'm some creep. I just can't stand it. I can't bear having her glare at me in silence. And, the views are really great out here on the outskirts. The sky is bigger and you can see way into the tundra. And... I'm sorry. What I mean is I didn't think you would be here. That is a lie. Well, more of a half-truth. I hope she would be here. I hope she would be wherever I went. It's just that this isn't what I imagined at all. Not after our last meeting. Not after everything. She's just staring at me. For a moment, her eyes soften, but then she closes them as if just looking at me was wearing her out. She takes a drag and turns away from me.
God. Can't I be alone for 5 minutes?
I'm sorry. I wait for her to respond with something like, why are you apologizing again? Cut it out, or even just whatever, it's fine. But she doesn't say anything. I'm sorry. I'll be going then. Goodbye. Silence. I walk away. Cold wind blows in my face. The mounds of snow on garage roofs look smooth and soft. When blizzards hit, they'll get completely buried. I'd like to have a snow hill form over me, too. They look cozy.
I mean, weirdly enough, snow is good at keeping heat in, right? That's why igloos work the way they do. Like, it's not an unreasonable thing to suggest.
Oh, actually, I wonder what Ira carries in her thermos. I guess tea would be the obvious answer, but what if she's one of those people that like to have some warm soup with them? That would be cute. I should have asked her about it. I feel like I'm going to cry.
Hey, you got any plans for New Year's? What plans? I'll be with my folks. No, I mean after that. My sister's going to a party with other upperclassmen. Oh, you serious? Think we could sneak in? No way, I don't want to hang out with her. Man, come on. They're gonna have those older girls there too, right? The ones from grade 10.
Oh, I bet Machina will be there.
Like she'd talk to you.
Hey, you don't know that.
I said we're not crashing anything. They won't let us in anyway.
Ugh, that's true.
Where are we going then? Whose place? Not mine. We got Grandma coming over. I can't host. You?
Me neither. Vadim?
No way. He's kind of tired recently.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's whatever, though. Work stuff, I guess. I hear ya. My mom's also out of it. All the adults are pretty stressed, huh? Figures. It's the end of the year.
Right. It's almost New Year's. It is a shame, but I don't feel festive at all. I need to help Mom decorate the house. Should I remind her about that? Feels like all of us kind of forgot about the holidays. At least I did. Well, maybe I didn't really forget. The end of the year has been looming in the back of my mind, but not as a cause for celebration. All I could think about were the days counting down to the moment Ira would move away. Ira. She's absent again. For someone who's absent a whole lot of the time, she really seems to think she can't get 5 minutes to herself.
Yeah.
That's...
worrisome.
yeah, like... I'm back to, like, who is she hiding from? Is the thing she has going on with this older gentleman... not that it could be with someone her age, but something that is not consensual on her part?
Could be.
And again, not to say that kids her age can consent to something like that, but, like, the difference between her seeking it out and thinking she has control over this versus something that is impinged upon her. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Yeah. I'm not surprised. I wish that I could clear things up with her. I'm not sure how, but I have to. Maybe I should apologize again? What for? She definitely doesn't want to spend time at home, it seems like. So is it something that her parents are doing to her?
Could be. I had wondered about familial abuse being a thing.
Yeah. But then... Then is this other gentleman someone who she seeks out to get away from her family?
Or could the older gentleman be a family member?
Or could the older gentleman be a family member? Oh, like an uncle or something, or... Yeah, either way, this is not sounding good.
Yeah. Not sounding great.
What for? Did I really do something wrong? So wrong? I guess I've been pretty annoying, but... I don't know anymore. Need to think of something that could cheer her up next time we meet. Will more apologies really cut it? Probably not. She'll just get more annoyed. Maybe a small gift? That might be weird, though. And I won't get any more allowance until next week. What could I even buy with this spare change? Maybe a little treat will do. A waffle? Would she like a waffle? Ah! What the hell? She's not a freaking dog. I don't know. I would like a waffle.
If someone you had met a couple of times and like had 2 or 3 friendly conversations with just walks up to you on break at work out back behind the building and is like, here is a waffle for you.
Now it depends. Is this like a frozen waffle? Or is it like fully prepared, like syrup and a little bit of butter? Like, how are we talking here?
I think it's much funnier if it's the full Belgian waffle experience.
She's not a freaking dog. Why does my mind always go to some weird place with her? I should shut up, focus on something else. Which reminds me, I should make pancakes this weekend. It's just so difficult to do these days. Difficult. But I gotta try. Inhale. Exhale. There. A little clearer. I see the sidewalk a little bit better. The buildings, the sky, the lights, everything around is friendly. Everything is beautiful. And that's great. Those are great things to look at and think about. Though perhaps I shouldn't breathe so deeply. I can really get sick from this. It's been getting colder after all. My usual routes have been getting harder and harder to finish. And it's not just the temperature. The paths on the outskirts get snowed over, so trudging through them tires me out really quickly. The winds are picking up too. Even when I cover myself up with a scarf, it feels as if my face is being pelted. I'm not meeting anyone out here in this weather. Oh, I should have gone to the library today. What time is it? Maybe I can still make it. It closes at 6, so... No, for sure not. Oh well. They've already begun putting up New Year's decorations. Everything's lined with lights. Oh, And there's a pine tree near the community center. It's so tall. And bare for now. Well, I like it as it is. That way the snow rests on its branches makes it look so mighty. All right, I'm getting into a bit of a festive mood. I wish the forest weren't so prickly, and then I'd look around some more. The streets are empty save for a couple of adults I saw walking down to the bar. Hard to imagine there would be a lot of people out on an evening like this. So why have I been meandering all around like I've got nothing better to do? Every answer to this is embarrassing. The inside of our apartment block is warm and muddy and orange. Is warm and muddy orange. There's no elevator, but then again, it's only 5 floors. I make my way upstairs. An idea is forming in my head. An obvious solution to the problem I've been having. It's perfect. I have the perfect plan for the evening. There's our door. It's kind of uninviting, but that's just my opinion. I bet Dad's guests find it quite welcoming. Dad's guests. I forget, did we learn anything about Asya's home life yet?
I forget.
Other than that, she also seems to spend a lot of time outside walking around, which doesn't have to imply anything, but... Though judging by how quiet it is, I turn the key and enter. The only sound is the faint muttering of the TV coming from the living room. Yeah. Thank God, no visitors today. I hang my wet coat up to dry, take off my shoes, and quietly go down the corridor. Hi, Dad.
Hello.
I don't even stop to peek into the room. I won't see anything I haven't seen before. At least tonight seems like it will be calm.
Yeah, that doesn't sound great.
Yeah, no, okay. Learning. The thing is, like, I don't want to immediately assume someone who enjoys walking outside has to be having a reason to get away from people, right? Like, that, it doesn't need to be the case that follows. It's just that this is a visual novel with a very specific tone, and, like, one would probably assume that. I wash my hands. When I exit the bathroom, I hear a soft voice from the kitchen.
Out with friends again?
Uh-huh. Hi.
Mom nods her head, staring in front of her. She's smoking again. I go in and open the window and then turn on the light. Smoking in an unventilated room in the dark.
Yep.
She squints from the sun and brightness. Do you want some tea? I'm setting the kettle. She shakes her head. Her mom doesn't seem especially present, does she?
Yeah.
I sit opposite her and wait for the water to boil. She's not saying anything, and neither am I. It's not awkward, per se. I just pick at the oilcloth and swat away the smoke that occasionally drifts in my direction. We're both used to this kind of thing in our own way. Even so, I go to my room as soon as I fill up the teapot. I don't like locking myself in here. I do it every time, and every time I'm swarmed with nasty thoughts. Can't even spend some time with your own mother? You run away from her even though she has it so hard. So hard. You traitor. Brat. Ungrateful filth. It's the kind of self-flagellation that goes nowhere. Do I think that if I bad-mouth myself enough, I'll be forgiven? This happens every time and changes nothing. It's pointless. So I direct my attention elsewhere. What was I going to do? What was I... Oh, that's right! I pick up a pen and start flipping through my notebooks. Ira asked me to write a poem. Oh, just thinking back to it makes me so giddy. She said it. She told me she liked it. Ira likes my poems. No one has ever said that to me before. Well, Tasya did, but that was years ago.
That poem. The one that Garin read. What did she like about it? Maybe I should have asked. Where was it? Ah, that's it.
Сырая черная земля, не обнимай меня так нежно, не рви наряд свой белоснежный и спи спокойно. Только я буду царапаться и биться, а иней пусть себе искрится, и пусть летят по небу птицы, и светит бледная заря.
O damp black earth, do not hold me so tenderly. Do not tear your snow-white attire and sleep peacefully. I will scratch and I will beat, but frost will still glimmer and birds will still fly across the sky, and a pale dawn will still shine. Ah! Ah! Oh, it's so lame. I can't blame them for laughing.
Really? Damn, girl.
No, that was pretty good.
That was pretty good. I found it evocative and really good at capturing a specific mood in a time and a place. And that's like, dang, that's neat.
If anything, Garen was too nice. Garin. But at least she liked it. For some freaking reason, Ira liked it, so maybe it's not all bad. Maybe I can make something worthwhile. At least worthwhile in Ira's eyes. That's all I really need. She got angry with me at me the last time I saw her. I don't know why. I mess up a lot. I really do mess up a lot. I doubt she was in a bad mood because of me. But, I definitely didn't help. But now I will. Maybe if I do this, she won't be so mad anymore. I've been really trying since that day. The day she helped me with the diary, I mean. I've been trying, but I just can't get the words to flow right. Today, though, I really want to do this today. I think I can do it. I'm like a kid that only does their homework when their parents yell at them. I don't even know when she will show up to school again. Bumping into her on the street is a tough bet, especially with this weather. Well, I'll try anyway. I've got nothing to lose. What's the worst case scenario? Appreciating gorgeous scenery? Or heaven forbid, I'm going to enjoy this to hell and back. And when I hand that poem to Ira, then it will all be worth it.
Also appreciate how it went out of the way to make sure that that was the one of a voiced line.
Yeah.
Ow.
Yeah, me too.
My wrist is tired. I'm going to totally wear down this poor eraser at this rate. Got to remember to buy a new one. It's just a bit annoying. Even though I asked my classmates to be more careful, they always forget about it. I didn't used to do that before. But now whenever I lend a textbook to someone, I specifically ask them not to doodle in it. Despite that, they always come back with crude drawings all over. I can't hand them back to the library like that. Oh, girl. Oh, girl, come on. I'll get in trouble if a teacher sees it. I lean back in my chair. A week. That is how long it's been since I last seen her. It's not exactly new for her to skip several days at a time, but a whole week. Nobody else seems to be bothered, though. I shouldn't be either. It's not her job to be my, I don't want to call her Pitbull. She's not Mr. Worldwide. Either way, it's nothing new. Nothing new. Nothing bad. I don't know. The more I learn about Iro's reactions, the less I'm reading into it just kind of adolescent truancy, and the more I'm reading like something very bad is happening. Maybe Ira is taking in the town she's grown to love. Who knows when she'll return here after she moves out? I get that. I would do the same. But still, I just wish I could see her. Is she still mad at me? I really hope not. But if she is, I have just the thing to help it. That's right, it's done. I wrote Ira a poem. I wonder how she'll react. I wonder if she'll like it. I really hope she likes it. Maybe she'll smile. Or what if she gets flustered? That would be so cute. I want to see her make that face again. I keep walking around. I don't really expect to see her at this point. It just feels like a duty that I need to fulfill. Like a soldier patrolling the streets. Whoa! That actually sounds pretty cool. And it's not like the weather is harsh all the time. Real colds will settle in a couple weeks. And the wind can get annoying after a few hours, but aside from that, it's bearable. It's pretty. It's all good.
It's bearable. Imagining her in the bear pajamas like she's laying. I know we made the same observation last time, but she...
The main road. The 2 residential streets. The community center. The helipad. The garages. The parking lot. The school. The stadium. The research center. The kindergartens. The barracks. I've seen it all 1,000 times. Perhaps somewhere deep down I'm a little tired of this view. But I can't hate it. And I can't pretend like I won't miss it when it ceases to exist. When I finish school, I'll go to university. I'll tell everyone I'm from Vorkuta, not Vorkuta 5.
Is that because Vorkuta 5 is specifically the walled, not walled, but like the, I guess, gated community?
I don't know.
The like the kind of specific...
Because Vorkuta 5 does not exist. People from Vorkuta 5 do not exist. The ones outside will ask me something about Vorkuta, the real Vorkuta, and I'll answer with zero hesitation. If I couldn't do that, I wouldn't be allowed to leave at all. To leave Vorkuta 5, you have to deny its existence. I have to deny its existence no matter how much I want it to exist. I have to deny. I have to. I have to. Now, is that literal?
Okay, so I'm looking up some things now.
Okay.
So, Vorkuta, there is indeed a town by that name in the north of Russia. It has coal fields, a lot of mining type things.
Mm-hmm. This also coming from Wikipedia?
Yep.
Okay.
A geologist settlement was established by the coal field, with most of the workers being inmates of the Ukhta Pechora camp of the Gulag.
Interesting.
It was the site of a major rebellion by labor camp inmates in the 50s.
Huh. All right, 50s is like 30-ish years prior to the beginning of this game. Because this is in the 80s.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything that is like a major 80s event, but I also don't know things about Russian history.
Right. Maybe this is a
So-
fictionalized version of something of like a type of Russian city that did exist.
Yeah, that would track.
I know I said I was going to look up some history stuff between episodes, but I didn't get a chance to. That would be my guess. Either that or it's a Either it's a fictionalized version of a type of Russian city project that did exist, or it's just a fictionalized part of the setting. Or the idyllic Vorkuta 5 does not exist and is only a construct of Asya's mind and desire to look at a more beautiful world around her than actually exists, which would kind of track. Now that I've said it out loud, I'm gonna put like 20% odds on that. I don't think so, but it's not. I can't dismiss it. You know.
Yep.
I'm less sure about that than I am sure about our green-haired friend.
But it's tough. So tough that I'm not sure I'll ever manage. Realistically, I'll probably slip up and blurt out something incongruent. I do slip up a lot. I hope I'll get better at it by then. Maybe I should stop. I lower my scarf and take a big breath. Ouch! I'm seriously gonna catch a cold from this. Ugh. At least my head feels really clear.
That is a nice thing about cold air like that. Is I don't know what, but it does really kind of help. Like, I feel a lot more present when it gets in like cool air and like really cold, sharp air than I do when it's really, really hot, for example.
Yep. Hot makes me feel sluggish.
Yeah, hot makes me sluggish, and like the cold makes me feel very present and alert.
I look up and see the familiar purple gray of northern twilight. No, not twilight. Today is the first day of this year's polar night. So I won't see the sun until the tail end of December.
Oh, they're that far north.
Yep. They
Dang.
are above the Arctic Circle, if it is indeed located near where the actual Vorkuta is.
Yeah, okay.
It's nothing too bad. Personally, I don't mind the dark. Some people seem to get really depressed during this time, but I'm not one of them. If I stay up for just a little bit longer and wait for the clouds to clear, I'll see the stars come fully into view. It's a beautiful sight, especially from here from the barracks. Far better than that dinky sliver of the sky I'd see from my apartment windows.
Is it normal to just have a barracks in a town during this time period?
It's normal to have a barracks in a town now, right? There's military bases and stuff.
I guess. I was just thinking like what should if I should be reading into things, because like I don't know. I guess there are barracks around here. It's just nothing I've really ever thought about.
I wish that I could stick around for longer, but it's getting too cold. I start making my way back. Decrepit rows of worker housing disappear behind bigger and better homes.
Worker housing, huh?
There's that old playground just around the corner. That's right, we used to go there all the time with Tosya. Even back then, it was kind of unpopular. They built a newer one just 5 minutes away, so we often got to have the whole thing to ourselves. I guess that's why we liked the place. Somehow today feels quieter than ever. I can hear a faint clinking sound as the wind passes through the swing-set chains. Huh? I slow down. There's a figure sitting on the frozen merry-go-round. A drunkard? No, we don't have those kinds of people here.
Are we sure? Are we sure?
At least not out and about on the streets. And the frame doesn't seem like it belongs to a man either. I approach, gently making my way through the snow. My Valenki sink into it with almost no resistance. Almost zero sound. When was the last time we've had snow this soft? I don't remember. But perhaps I've stopped noticing the crunch of ice under my feet. Perhaps it's me being too focused on the person I've now recognized. It's Ira.
Oh!
She's not having a good one.
She's hunched over, elbows on her knees, hood down, despite the cold. Her hair is tangled, half wet from the snow. What is she even doing out here? Smoking or... Huh? I stop a few meters away. Ira is letting out quiet, gasping sobs. Ira? She looks up fast as if jolted awake. Eyes red and puffy, face raw from wiping at it with her sleeves. There's a bit of snot on her upper lip.
What? What do you want?
I don't know what to answer. What do I want? All I can think about is how I've never seen a person look so small. Ira swipes at her eyes again, then stands. She stumbles a little, trying to regain her usual posture.
What? Another one of your hangout spots? Damn creep.
Her voice cracks halfway through.
Well, enjoying the show?
I slowly shake my head. No, I'm not. I just saw you. Ira rubs her nose on her sleeve again. Her hands are shaking.
Then go back to wherever the hell you came from.
Ha.
Go home. Asya, this isn't for you.
I take a small step forward. I want to say something, anything, but my head draws a blank. Before I can squeeze out a single word, Ira turns around and stumbles through the snow away from the playground. Can't even muster the courage to call out to her, let alone follow. I simply watch as Ira vanishes into the alley. If not for her footprints, I believe she was never even there. The snow keeps falling. A feeling I've long forgotten swells inside of me. I've learned not to acknowledge it, so it got buried many layers deep. The hollow space inside my chest grows darker. The sky is full of pinpricks. The world is looking down on me, but not in the way that other people do. It's kind and gentle, and I don't feel small under its gaze. Ira's eyes are pure and tender.
Its eyes?
Its eyes are pure and tender. Thank you. That is an important distinction that I just misread. Did you know that reading is hard, actually? True fact, I've been reading with my eyes closed for most of the time this channel's been up. Just as a flex.
Did you know that's a thing? Did you know that's 100%? There's people who promise to teach you how to read with your eyes closed and do psychic reading.
What?
I know. I found this out a couple weeks ago when I saw like some people like something linked to like a community for it online. I was like, no way. No way. This can't be an actual thing, people.
Here's the thing. If someone tells you they can make you read with their eyes closed, they better whip out a book on how to teach you to read Braille, because otherwise you run away. Wait, and that was the end of part 1.
Apparently.
And now we're in part 2 for Marina. December 19th. The inside of the Zvezdochka.
Enjoying those consonant clusters?
They're new to me and I'm trying my best. I don't want to just beef it. The inside of the Zvezdochka cafe is warm. Was that about right?
I don't know. I don't speak this language. I'm just impressed by a good consonant cluster that I'm unfamiliar with.
Me too. It's always a fun challenge to try to like figure it out and get it right, because like you don't want to just beef it or roll over it, right? Like this is what people call things. You don't want to be impolite. It looked that way whenever I walked past its huge glass windows. The whole interior basked in golden light. I did feel tempted to enter a couple of times, but whenever I saw my classmates there and realized they'd see me sitting at a table all alone, I just kept walking.
You've really never been here before?
Uh-huh.
Whoa. Well, there's a first time for everything. You gotta try their bird's milk souffle. So good.
All right. I think my mom brought something home from this cafe a couple of times. Eclairs, Medovik, some other sweets.
What is Medovic?
I don't remember much, but they must have been good.
I don't know, but It's a bakery type item. It sounds like it could be pretty good.
I always buy my own treats at the store. They're cheap and tasty. Yeah, cheaper than these for sure. Oh, you got something else.
It's this, a layer cake.
Oh, it's a layer cake. That's cool. What about kartoshka?
Kartoshka. I want to eat these things, whatever they are.
Vivian discovering a new sweet for the first time. Damn, I want to eat that.
Cookie of some kinds.
Yeah?
Is
Again, we're sourcing all this information from Wikipedia.
cookie crumbs mixed with condensed milk and butter? Is that it?
Sounds pretty good.
Oh! I see.
You see?
Yeah. Like that.
Oh, they're like little cookie balls.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes total sense.
Yeah, I would like to eat those too.
Well, read your line.
I like kartoshka more.
Well, why didn't you recommend it then?
They only had one left.
Reasonable.
Seriously?
Hey, don't misunderstand. You just look like a bird's milk kind of person, you know?
Bird's milk?
You know, all that milk from birds.
I feel like that's just got to be a name for something and not literal.
I gotta Google that one too now.
Because they're not mammals. Right? I'm not wrong about this.
Bird's milk cake, apparently the name of a thing.
Oh, so it's the name of a type of a dish or ingredient. Oh, cool. That explains why it's capitalized. And why I'm not going crazy for sitting over here imagining a bird with breasts.
It appears...
Nope, still imagining it.
It appears to be something like a cake with layers of custard and chocolate topping or something.
Oh, goddamn. Every single one of these things... So every single one of the things we've had to look up so far has like a kind of decadence to it. We're like, yeah, damn, this is the kind of thing that you would get like a slice of at a cafe. You know what I mean? Damn.
What is that supposed to mean?
Don't worry about it. Just take a bite. Take a bite. Do you like it?
Huh. It's wonderful.
Haha, see?
Marina is drinking coffee. She seems like a nice girl. At first I thought she was trying to mess with me or play some sort of prank, but now it doesn't seem so. When she pulled me all the way down the stairs, I thought she'd want to talk outside our school. No way! It's cold as hell. Let's go somewhere comfy. So she said. I glance around. I suppose it is pretty comfy. Most of the customers seem to be other school kids, though the adults are probably at work. We sat at a table in the very corner, nestled just behind the window panes, and a good distance away from everyone else. I look back at my teacup. I wonder what Ira would order here. That's right. Marina.
Hmm?
So you know that I met Ira yesterday.
Okay, so just in case in case there was any doubt, we're now flashed back to the present moment. Okay.
Mhm.
Did you see us? She chews and shakes her head. Actually, now that we have a kind of better kind of shape guess of what's going on with Ira, that makes it more suspicious that Marina would know something.
Maybe.
And especially something that would try to cover it or like stop from... Because it doesn't seem like whatever's happening with Marina is good.
With Ira?
With Ira, sorry. Unless Marina's trying to cover up the fact that Ira got out somehow. Right?
Hmm.
That's the only good turn of this I can see.
She chews and shakes her head.
Nope.
Then,
She told me about it.
huh?
So yesterday, as far as I know, I'm the last person to have seen her. You met Ira. When exactly?
I'm not sure. Around 8 in the evening, I believe.
Yeah, that lines up. She rang my intercom at 1:30 that.
Marina? Ira has never mentioned Marina to, at least to Asya before now.
She came to your house?
Yes. She asked me to come out and her voice sounded distressed. I invited her to come inside, but she refused. No, please just come down. I need to talk. So I ran down and she looked so shaken. I've never seen her like that before. Not in a long time, at least.
Yeah, she, looked rough when I saw her, too.
Right?
Was the swing set the final time we saw her?
Could be.
Okay.
Right? I tried to calm her down, but she just kept
Oh, right. We're
I
in
tried
Marina
to
mode
calm
now.
her down, but she kept sobbing.
Sorry, we started with the narration being on one side and now it's on another. And
Classic 07th expansion fan move.
did you hear Rose Gun Days is coming to if this is the way you found out about that that Manga Gamer's releasing it in English, congrats.
I can't. You were right. I shouldn't have. I think. I don't know. I don't think I can help it anymore. I don't want to go. It's okay. It's okay. You won't go. Ira, you won't go. No, I know. There's no more time left. That's it. I'm out, Marina. Don't say that. We can fix this. You can still... No, I can't. Nobody can. I can't even write anymore. I can't write anything. Ira.
I just realized that me reacting with a tilted head and a confused expression is probably not the best way to react in an audio format. She's never mentioned writing before. At least to Asya.
I held her while she stood there, weeping. I kept saying the same stuff. She kept saying the same stuff. I didn't know what to do. Then she said, she saw me, just now, before I came here. Huh? That freaking weirdo, Asya. She saw me like this. She saw me.
Weirdo, huh?
Her words, not mine.
She laughs.
That's interesting that that's what Ira thinks. I can't tell if that's what she really thinks about Asya, or if that's her kind of like judging, like changing herself around with her different friends and trying to, put on a different face depending on who she's with,
She laughs.
Don't take it personally. You know how Ira is.
Do I, though?
She seemed to cool down a little after that. Hey, you sure you don't want to come up? You can stay over at our place if you don't feel right. It's fine. I'm okay. I'll be going then. Wait. Come on, just like that? Yeah. Bye. You're kidding me. And then she left.
You didn't try to stop her?
Huh? I mean, I can't, restrain her. And hey, I could ask you the same thing. You didn't hold her down with hands behind her back, did you?
No, I didn't. I did just watch her walk away, didn't I?
Yeah, but you also didn't know that would be the last time she would be seen.
Mm-hmm.
And generally, if someone who is crying and who you've approached has got up and walked away from you, generally you give them your space. You give them their space, right?
Mm-hmm.
But judging by Marina's story, it looks like those two really were friends. What did she say again? She hasn't seen Ira like that in a while? So she's been in a similar state before. And now she's all messed up. All because she'll be forced to leave? So, why can't we tell anyone about this?
Well, how much do you know about Ira's family?
Admittedly, not much. I know they've had some issues because of, Ira's behavior. They say she'll be expelled and sent away after this quarter. And that's about it.
Well, you're not far off. Her parents have been catching lots of flack.
Yeah, but I still don't really understand it.
What do you mean?
I mean, even if they're getting criticized, sending Ira away, it just feels like they're giving up on her.
Well, what do you suggest they do?
Huh?
We only have one school. If Ira gets expelled, she has to study somewhere.
That's true. But it feels wrong. There must be other options.
I guess some people learn at home, but I'm pretty sure you gotta be disabled to get approved for that. And who's gonna teach her? Her dad works at the institute. Her mom's a nurse.
The Institute. Do we know anything about that institute?
I don't think we do.
Her mom's a nurse. That works at the Institute.
No one has time for that.
Did I remember part of it was her smoking outside the Institute but bringing her mom food? Lunch?
I don't recall.
Okay. Wait, I thought her mom was... Haha!
Yep.
Okay.
I don't like it either.
I was having a moment where I'm like, wait, what? Am I just that off base? But no, okay.
But I can see where they're coming from.
I look down at the cake I've been aimlessly picking at. She's right. I was so quick to cast a moral judgment. Did I expect their whole family to move just because of Ira's poor attendance? Did I expect them to keep begging on their knees for the board to keep her enrolled? It's just so childish. I understand, but what does this have to do with keeping silent?
Do you know Ira has a little brother?
Oh, no, we did not. A little brother? I had no clue.
She does. His name's Tolik. Funny kid.
I really had no idea.
That's okay. You see, it's true. Ira's parents haven't had it easy. But Tolik's got it so much worse. You know how when adults are cruel, they try to be subtle about it? Kids don't. It's not so bad when you're in kindergarten. Sure, some kids won't play with you because their mommy told them not to, but they're still too small to really get it. It sucks, but it's not the end of the world. However, he's going to school next year. So, right after his sister got expelled, that's one hell of a legacy to walk into.
Oh no. Man, it just shows how different my priorities are that I would hear that and be like, oh, okay.
No pressure, right? At least nobody will expect too much from him.
I mean, I guess that's part of the setting, right? At least as it's been described to us, is that it's got kind of like this model city vibe. And in order to be here, you have to hold yourself to a certain standard or act a certain way, at least in public.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't, then by what we understand now, if you don't, then you get kicked out. So I could see how. Okay, so I under that lens, I see how that works then. Because like, oh, how are you supposed to be any better than your sister, huh?
Don't say that.
Sorry, bad joke. But my point is, everyone knows that it's going to get worse.
Huh. I can imagine.
Yeah. So on top of all that, picture how people will react if they find out his sister was unstable.
Huh?
Ira's already prone to anger. You've seen it yourself, right?
Okay.
Now imagine adding hysterics to the mix. Sobbing, panicking, acting strange. Not a great look.
Hysterics. Do you remember that point in your life when you realized that the word hysterics refers to someone just cracking under extreme pressure. Like having the moment, or like just a way to kind of dismiss otherwise natural reactions to a decidedly horrible situation that people don't. I feel like. I mean, it's right there in the name, isn't it? Hysterics. It's a way to dismiss the otherwise valid feelings of women in situations that don't get acknowledged.
Mm-hmm.
But
Well, that's a bit crude. I wouldn't call what Ira did hysterics.
I wouldn't either. But you know how they're going to paint this. Word spreads fast.
this whole, I'm also getting caught on the back foot by this whole word of mouth social dynamics part of this setting. And I guess that's because Asya, our narrator, very much doesn't participate in it. You know what I mean? But Marina seems to believe that that reputation word of mouth is going to be vital here.
You say anything to the teachers or police, the next day everyone in town will know. That's why I don't think it will help anyone, Asya.
I see. So her argument is that Ira's reputation is already bad enough. If you go and share this information with teachers and the police, that will just paint her in a further negative light while not materially contributing to the ability to find her.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I can understand that. I don't know if I agree, but I can understand it.
But maybe I could give them a clue.
What clue?
Well,
If anyone should give a testimony, it's me. I saw her last, right?
oh, that's right. That makes sense.
Well, I told him I saw Ira from our apartment window around that time. You know, without the part where I came down to talk. But I don't know how helpful that'll be.
Okay, so you did share that.
She seemed to go in the direction of her house after we met, but I didn't exactly follow her home, so not much of a pointer.
Huh, at least I know she didn't leave the city.
Border control could tell him that much.
Border control. That's a new.
Right.
Is this literally like a walled, gated city, or is it just there's nothing else around it?
I don't know.
This sure is a pickle. I've had my doubts about reporting from the start, and now Marina has solidified them one by one. Tolik, this really could harm Ira's little brother, but if that's the case, are we really supposed to sit back and do nothing? I don't like the idea of that. Aha! There's one more thing I wanted to clear up. One burning question Marina must know the answer to. Oh, by the way,
Hmm?
you seem to be a good friend of Ira's. Maybe you know something about this.
Good friend is generous.
Huh?
I mean, I guess I am. Just don't tell Ira that. She'll break out in hives.
Oh no, really?
Yep. She said my jokes get on her nerves. Can you believe that?
That face.
The Mion Sonozaki special.
Listen, not not beating the Sonozaki allegations. That's all I'll say.
Oh, yeah, I believe that.
What? Mean?
Sorry.
I'm used to the abuse.
What? Don't say that.
Wait, that gives me an idea.
Huh?
Let's climb a roof and yell some crap like, Irochka Marinochka, best friends forever. That girl will come back just to choke us.
Wow. That's so smart.
Ain't it?
Oh, but the roofs are slippery this time of year.
Aw, boo. We'll tie a rope around you then.
Why just me?
You seem lighter.
That's it?
Don't worry, I'll hold you real steady.
Why was that bolded?
I can talk in bold.
That's so upsetting that you can do that.
I have a strong center of gravity.
So I'm doing the screaming then?
Exactly.
Oh no, I'm not good at that.
Don't worry, I'll just pretend to lose grip on the rope. You'll shriek your lungs out.
I refuse. long has it last been since I chatted with someone like this? It feels like forever. Marina, huh? Keep talking and I don't feel uncomfortable. Not one bit. Really, I haven't felt so carefree speaking to a person in a while. Should conversations be this easy? It feels like I'm cheating. Especially considering the circumstances. Just yesterday, we both saw Ira agitated and crying her eyes out. Today, we learned she never came back home. It's supposed to be terrifying, but for some reason, it's as if both of us are certain we'll see her again. As if there's no way things will not turn out okay. They have to.
Oh, what the hell?
Huh?
Huh?
Crap. Why now?
So they finally let you in, huh, Shubina? This place has really gone downhill. Hey, Vadik. Marina?
Alright, so that's a point against Marina being brain friend.
What?
That's a point against Marina. I was still in the back of my mind being like, is Marina like the coping mechanism that is Marina possibly the coping mechanism that Asya has created? And I had some backing for it. Like she demonstrably kind of goes has a lot of internal dialogue and goes back and forth with herself, right? And even anthropomorphizes those parts of herself.
Yep.
So I could see I could see a world where that happened, but well, you can't win them all. Sometimes you get too clever for your own britches, huh? Also, she's got green hair.
Huh? These two know each other?
Look at you getting a replacement already.
Is she the older sister of one of his classmates that was mentioned briefly?
Can't blame you. But come on, Shubina of all people?
He looks at me.
No offense. You're keeping tabs on all my friends? How flattering. Asya, he's in love. Yeah, in your dreams. It's just funny how you always gotta have someone like that around.
That's also interesting. I hate Vadim, but also that's an interesting opinion he has.
Someone like that? Marina menacingly lifts her coffee cup.
You want this on your pants?
Like, why do you always pick fights with women who will absolutely beat the crap out of you, huh?
Oh, scary. You want to get banned from your single hangout spot? I won't. It'll just be a happy little accident. With your aim. Look who's talking. Asya, this guy couldn't aim for the toilet till he was 11. His mattress, however. Shut up. That's not...
Garin makes sure none of his buddies heard that. He glances back at us, trying to look unbothered.
Why am I even talking to you?
My brother in Christ, you started the conversation.
Good question.
Oh.
Good question. Wasn't she your best friend or something? Huh? Jeez, why does everyone keep saying that? I mean, maybe I'm wrong. You seem to be having a snazzy time without her around. Having a good laugh and all. And?
You were joking about it too.
Huh?
In class. You laughed when they declared Ira was missing.
Well, she ain't my friend, is she? That bitch attacked me.
It's not the point.
You don't think she's really missing? I don't give a damn. And you don't really seem to either. Why should anyone? You're exhausting. Don't worry, the feeling's mutual. Well, whatever. I just came in to check if it's really Shubina over here. Thought I was hallucinating for a second. So what, they let you out in public now? Must be a big day for you. Having fun? She was before you showed up. 1, not talking to you. 2, learn to take a joke.
It's just a joke. It's just a joke. I'm just joking.
Whatever. My boys are waiting for me. Ciao, ladies. Enjoy your evening. Why, thank you.
With a sneering grin, Garin strolls back to his friend group. What the heck was that? I guess I shouldn't be surprised at running into him. Other kids hang out at the cafe all the time. Even so, it's like a bucket of cold water just got splashed over my head.
Geez, can you believe this?
Yeah. I didn't expect that.
No, seriously. How can a man be so catty?
Huh? I never thought about it that way.
It's just pathetic.
He is really catty, actually. And like in a way that goes out of his way to pick fights too.
Yep.
She glares at the table of schoolboys from across the room. Do you two know each other?
Yeah, we played together as kids.
Oh,
It's a boring story. We got along when we were little. Then I grew into a normal person and he grew into a jerk.
understandable. Have a nice day.
So we stopped talking. The end.
Remember, when someone becomes a jerk, you can just stop talking to them.
I suppose that happens a lot.
Yep. Well, I'm not exactly sad about it. It's like, bye-bye, don't let the door hit you on the way out. Speaking of which, wanna head out? No fun sitting here with those losers stinking up the place.
Oh, yeah. Let's go. The cold immediately stings our noses as we step outside. The sky is just as dark as it was when we went in an hour ago. It's a deep violet, one of my favorites.
Oh, right. This is still during winter night, right?
Mm-hmm.
Marina huffs and grumpily pulls up her scarf.
Oh my gosh, she gets another Sprite for having a coat on. That's so cute.
Man, I wish we had more cafeterias or something.
I love the unmoving plaid on her coat. If you know this about me, I'm a sucker for browns and greens.
Yeah?
Like that's growing up, that was some of my favorite colors for my wardrobe. So like I look at this and I'm like, dang, that's a good combo.
Huh? Well, there's the pub.
The pub. I guess we could get in. I've been told I look mature for my age.
Is she seriously considering it? Also, who told you that? If you want somewhere to sit, we can go to the, library. I realized how lame of a suggestion that was halfway through the sentence. Here, I thought I was doing all right.
Library? I never thought of that.
Libraries are open to the public. They're free to go in and sit down as long as you're quiet and like read a book or something.
They let you take the books. Can you believe it?
They even let you like borrow the books and get the only stipulation is that you got to bring it back within a reasonable amount of time, which means you can go back and get another one at the same time. It's fucking incredible.
It's free knowledge.
And they usually also have like computers you can use for free to get on the internet when you otherwise can't. Like, it's just, all of that knowledge and stuff just sitting there waiting for you. And it's free. And it's warm on cold days.
I sure talk up libraries a lot for someone who never goes to the fucking library.
To be fair, the reason for that on my end is that I worked in a bookstore for a very, very long time and now own more books than I could possibly finish in a reasonable amount of time.
And the reason for that on my end is that I'm a shut-in.
But it was something I did do on occasion growing up. I would spend I wouldn't pretend it was like a thing I did a lot of the time, but there would be days where I'd just go bike down to the library and get some new books. I was proud when I had my library card at that age, and I don't know. I think libraries are cool.
I used to bike down to the town library and play the Bionicles Flash game on the web browsers.
That's
but you
also
couldn't
valid.
get very far because it took a long time to load on the dial-up. And also, you had a limited amount of time you were allowed to use the computer before you had to give it up for the next person. So I mostly just played the first part of it several times.
God. I also remember our town had an annual like used book sale where like people would come in and like sell off their old used books or pass them around the community. Like old stuff would come out of the library and other people in the town could share. Oh, man.
I got Cosmos at one of those.
Oh, wow.
I don't think I still have it, I guess, since it's not here.
Anyway, I don't know that our audience needs us to tell them this, but libraries are cool. Thumbs up.
I hear you can get ebooks from them nowadays, which I should probably do.
Yeah, I love the idea of being able to... On the one hand, I love the idea of being able to borrow ebooks from a library, because that does... when you borrow it from a library, that does in some way... Like, that means they bought copies from the author of that, so that, like, the author has been compensated. But on the other hand, I don't understand why the rules are the way they are about how many they can loan out at once. That doesn't make sense to me. Like, if you've got... Why are we adding digital scarcity to ebooks? They're not on the blockchain. I don't care.
My problem, on the other hand, is that I read exclusively boring, weird shit. And they don't have it at the library.
Yeah, that's fair. And I mean, also I've been kind of alternating back and forth this year between now that I've finished my own, reading some other light novels, mostly from trans authors, and then also reading this one very strange series of time loop novels, which has been very interesting. But read books. On the measure of volume, it's pretty good and interesting.
How many decibels?
The wrong kind of volume, I believe.
Well, it's a rather nice if you just want to be at peace for a bit.
Whoa, at peace. Peace and quiet's important, yeah. Self-reflection. Meditation. Contemplation. Like Buddha and stuff. Yeah, I hear you, I get it.
Buddha?
Sounds great. I'll try it sometime. Thanks.
You're welcome?
I think I'll go home for today, though.
Oh, yeah, that's all right. I was thinking the same.
Cool then. It was nice talking to you, Asya. Sorry about the whole Vadik thing.
Oh, no, don't worry. It's not your fault. He just came up to us, so...
Nah, I kind of made it all worse. That guy just drives me up the wall.
Yeah, that's fair.
Guess Ira and I have that in common. Did she really throw a friggin' chair at him?
Yes, she did.
Hey.
Huh?
I'm sure she's fine.
You are?
Yeah.
Because everyone's spending a whole lot of time trying to get me to not think about it.
This probably sounds silly, but it's like I believe in her. No way she would just go and disappear like that.
The other thing is, I know one of the characters mentioned this, is that she was said to have declared missing within a very short amount of time.
Yep.
Right? And I don't know. That if I was a cynical person, I would go out of my way to declare someone missing after I had just done something to make sure they, that they wouldn't be found from. But
I think I get what you mean. Ira's really tough.
Exactly. She's not going down that easy, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. Huh. Well, I'll be going then. See you around, Aska.
Bye-bye. Also, it's Asya. See you. Marina energetically waves her mitten at me and runs off down the road. I wave back before going my own way.
Unless is that like another suffix, Russian name suffix thing?
Could be.
I shoot a parting glance at the cafe. There's the table occupied by Garin's friends. And ours is... Huh. I never paid attention to it, but the table we sat at is half obscured, if you look at it from the outside. At this angle, only Marina's back would be visible to passers-by. If she usually sits there, then... Ira might have sat at this cafe as well. Would make sense with Gara's comment, too. Replacement. But didn't he come in and say, like, oh, hey, look, they let Shubita in here? Replacement, huh? She must have only gone there when Marina dragged her in. And then they sat in that same spot that made Ira invisible to anyone on the outside. I wonder if that was intentional. I should ask Marina about it. And also about what kinds of sweets Ira liked. And whether she preferred coffee or tea. I can't wait for Ira to come back. And you know what I can't wait for?
Next time?
Next time! Well, no idea what we forgot. We'll have to figure that out next time. Bye. Bye, everyone.
Peace.
Smash that like, comment and subscribe.